Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to make a short video letting y'all know that I'm actually thinking about stopping by The Lightning Strikes the Bayou by Pastor Paul Begley. And the main reason I'm going to go is, I don't know, I've always wanted to hang out with BP Earthwatch. It's weird how the people who can relate to what I'm going through. There's a small group. And back in the day, like 2-3 years ago, I tried to put together a thing where me, BP Earthwatch, Dutch Cinch, Suspicious Observers, and Dabu 7 all hung out for a weekend in Austin and talked about anything and everything as a group. Kind of looked like it was going to come together, then it totally fell apart, and then like an entire war started. And so, I don't know, trying to work with other people in the truth community can be extremely difficult at times. Often this feels like a Thunderdome, where it's like 1,000 men enter, 1 man leave. And my whole point has all been, it's okay to disagree. It's okay for us to have differing opinions on stuff, as long as we can come together on the common ground terms. And so I have strong faith in what I believe, and I'm always open to talk to other people about what I believe. And I'm not saying you have to believe it. I'm just telling you what I believe, and you have the right to believe whatever you want to believe. So there's nobody on whatever panel of people that's going to be there that I agree with 100%. But then I don't even know anybody on the planet that I agree with on everything 100%. So it's weird because I'm a Christian. I don't talk about it much because I was raised Lutheran, and whereas evangelicals are usually like, prove your Christianity by talking about Jesus all the time. I feel like being raised Lutheran, we were always taught to show our belief in our faith through our works and what we do in our actions. And so I believe in grace and works, because grace without works is dead. Works without grace is dead. So, but I have a very eclectic view. I've studied a lot. I'm very smart. I'm extremely skeptical. At the base of my Christianity is the 2 laws Jesus Christ gave us. Love God above all else. And to me, God is everything. The universe, the sky, the wind, the light, the gravity that holds it all together, the miracle, the magical. God is the things that we cannot explain. Clearly, we did not create this world. Clearly, there's something bigger than us. And that Earth is so complex. The solar system is so complex. If you have a house, then you had to have an architect. So, since the day I was born, I've never doubted a divine architect. And so, everybody kind of argues about everything all the time nowadays. It's like I just go back. Everything, biblical literalists get upset because I say, hey, everything I need to know in the core of my Christianity comes from the 2 laws of Jesus Christ. Love God above all else. Love your neighbors, your family. You're supposed to treat your family well. We're all family. We're all children of God. We're all in this together. And so, I don't know. There are a lot of things I've been avoiding. It's like I don't talk about my Christianity or what I believe much because, like, if you want to have a bunch of angry people obsessed and arguing with you, then talking about religion, whether it be your own or other people's, is a great way to do it. Because it's like at the end of the day, like nobody understands it. I don't know. It's like, to me, my relationship with God and your relationship with God or whatever you believe is the most personal thing you have. Like, I cannot describe my relationship with you properly. Words don't do it justice. And so, and that technically none of us have proof that our belief is 100% correct or isn't. And people will say, well, I have the Bible. Well, Jews will say, we have the Old Testament. And Muslims will say, we have the Quran. So, old books don't necessarily prove God, man. It's like, I don't know. So, to me, I think there's a lot of great teaching in the Bible, but I'm aware of Council of Nicaea, and how the Catholic Church was, how the Catholic Church fought the printing press. Like, there's room for, I don't know, I'm not a biblical literalist. And, you know, we can spend videos going into all of that, but I know when I was younger, 13 and stuff, I used to be obsessed with the book of Revelation and prophecies in the Bible. Technically, most of the screenplays I wrote were based on superheroes, based on the second coming of Christ. But, I mean, he was always like a drinking, smoking, kissing the pretty girls, second coming of faithful and true, more of a lion than a lamb. But that's always been one of the most interesting aspects to me of, when I asked people, I said, okay, when God returns as man, do you think he's going to be born on earth, or do you think he's going to literally show up on giant Pegasus with a giant army in the sky? You know, and that's always been, I mean, in the movies that I write, I always write it as the second coming, being like Jesus and having to be born on earth and then grow up on earth. And so that's always been more fascinating. To just have like Superman show up in the sky from a writer's standpoint is a more difficult task to make a character that people can like and relate to. So, just saying, as a kid, like, I started buying different Bibles, and even by anytime they'd have like just a little book of Revelation, I'd buy the book and I'd have different copies. And even then I learned that how a single passage in one Bible could be totally different in another one. And we're talking about, I don't know, whether it's the difference between one Bible says unicorn, one Bible says bull, one Bible says cow. It's like those are three different symbols that are totally different, you know? Like a unicorn is a symbol for the magic creature in the forest. And that, you know, there's good magic and there's bad magic. And the word magic freaks people out. I don't know. It's like music is magic. Art is magic. And so magic isn't inherently bad. But, you know, people freak out and, I don't know, polarize everything. And they say, I'm right. I don't know, man. But it's kind of like the whole thing. Everybody's like, the world's ending. And it's like, you realize that for 70 years after Jesus died, every generation has thought second coming or the end of the world was going to happen in their lifetime. And the Bible that I read says that, like, the beast is going to be thrown into the pit for 1,000 years, and there will be 1,000 years of peace on earth. Everybody's like, the world's going to end. I'm like, we ain't had 1,000 years of peace yet. You better hold your horses, man. Are you even reading the Bible? You know what I'm saying? Like, and we, you know, when it talks about the trial of tribulation, the 7 years, like, technically, any of the last 16 might qualify. You know, and if you go into metaphors, I don't know. Like I said, I'm going to need a lot of videos, and I need to take my time and not do them willy-nilly. But I just want to let y'all know, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes things change. I'm going to freak out again with astrology. I don't know, the planets matter to me, man. When I wake up and Venus is bright and glowing and see Saturn or Jupiter. Man, I've seen lightning on Jupiter with my eyes. It's a funny story I tell. When I was at the ranch, 4 or 5 years ago, I would stand out in the field and I was just staring at Jupiter because Jupiter was freaking out. And then I could see lightning on Jupiter with my own eyes. I ran in the house and told my mom and my stepdad, I said, oh my God, I saw lightning on Jupiter. I literally saw lightning on Jupiter with my own eyes. My mom was like, have you been smoking pot? I was like, no. And she's like, that's why people think you're crazy, because you say stuff like that. And the next day, NASA was like, giant lightning storm on Jupiter. It's like, ha ha, mama. I don't know. It was a cool moment. But, so yeah, I like, the planets are cool, man. Like, and so I definitely think that from my research, the planets have energy, and where they are, affects us. You know, it's like, yeah, definitely the alignment of the planets has different effects. And definitely Mars seems like a dick who likes war and greed and dominance and schadenfreude. And Venus has two faces and is the most beautiful thing out there and the scariest thing out there. And Jupiter's the giant, fun, badass. You know, and will give you whatever you're wishing for, whether it be good or bad. And Saturn is like a neutral taskmaster that will kick your ass and keep everything in line. So everybody's like, oh, Saturn's totally evil. It's like, no, Saturn's more like a calculator. So garbage in, garbage out. But he's going to bust you down to your core you. You know, it's like I'm going through this, what they call the Saturn transit. It's like 3 years. It's like hanging out with Saturn for 3 years. And man, he's no partier. I tell you what, he does not like to have fun in any way, shape, or form. He just wants to get shit done and show you your limitations. It strip away all the crap that really ain't you. But, you know, it all seems to build us towards who we're going to be. So, yeah, you know, somehow they did ask me to speak at this thing. I definitely put together a better talk than I just did now. No disrespect. I'm saying this video was just to tell y'all, hey, I might show up in Louisiana on the 21st of October. Just to hang out. And hopefully they'll let me videotape a lot of it. You know, just go see what's going on. I need to get out of the house. I feel like I've been stuck in this apartment for 45 days. Just talking about stupid-ass hurricanes. But we'll see. I don't know. One great way to vote for me to go, if you'd like to donate to help me. I mean, I think I got to get a hotel room at least one night. I'd like to get 2, because if I got to drive in 4 hours, and it's going to be 10 to 10. That sounds like a long fucking day. Is marijuana legal in Louisiana? That's a joke. There's another thing. Christians, man, the 3rd paragraph in Genesis said, I, God, give you all green seed-bearing plants. What more do you need to know? Can you imagine Jesus being like, yeah, throw those people in jail for smoking a joint. Make them take pharmaceutical pills that cost 15 cents that they charge you $15 for. No, that doesn't make any sense. And that's just, I don't know, it's kind of fun and be interesting to go and talk. And I just have my own theories, you know. There's always, some people think Jesus likes stock markets. And, you know, Jesus is a big fan of stupid shit that, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think he is. To me, Jesus was like the first rock star. Well, people disagree and be like, Jesus said, I come to bring a sword and start war. Set man against man, brother against brother, sister against sister. I'm like, well, man, you know, like I said, if the Catholic Church added shit in there, or somebody added shit in there 1,200 years ago, how would you know? Because somebody told you? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I know. I guess I'll leave my PayPal link at the top if you want to donate. You think I should go? I'd like to go. I want to hang out with fucking BP, man. He seems like a cool dude. I don't agree with him 100% on anything, you know. And sorry, guys, I'm out of the people who are 100% Trump is right about everything all the time. I agree with everything he ever says. I'm not one of those people, so, you know, kind of hang out and talk in person with logical people who respect. I'm allowed to disagree with them. You know, I'm okay with having open conversations, and it would be so, this community would be so much better if we could have civil conversations while disagreeing. We didn't have to worry about our quote-unquote reputation, or our subscribers going to like it if I go hang out with BP for a day. Am I going to be called like round earth shill, or like, are we going to be part of the, I don't even know, man. Like, people are crazy. There's one, you know, it's always one thing if I say, hey, I like suspicious observers. I like taboo. I like Petsins. I like BP Earthwatch. That just means I respect their work, and we've all been in this together, doing kind of the same thing. And so, trying to inform y'all, wake y'all up, and be like, I hate that. I hate you for even liking that guy. You know, I'm not saying they're perfect, and I'm not saying anything other than, I don't know. I just think as a man, it'd be okay to hang out with him and talk, you know, and we're allowed to disagree. You know what I'm saying? But that's just not the way the world goes, man. It's, you know, everybody's trying to win fucking YouTube before the whole world ends. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause like, you definitely get into heaven or atheist nothing, a special level, if you have the most fucking subscribers and viewers and views in the truth community when the world fucking ends and the super volcano goes off and the Martians come down and suck our brains out, and then the giant ancient gray goo machine just destroys everything and turns into a black hole that smells like piss and shit. And then reverses itself inside out into primordial goo that starts it all over again, or whatever, man. So, I don't know. I'd like to go. Like I said, fuck, I think I got $44 for my name. So YouTube pays me on the 23rd. So, but now it ain't looking so good, but miracles happen. So if God wants me to go, I'll go. My car has 180,000 miles on it, but I'll risk it. I asked Fitzroy tonight. I said, if you're in town, will you pick me up if my car breaks down 4 hours away? And he's like, yep, I will. It's like, hell yeah, good friends are fucking treasure. They really are. So, I don't know, it'll be fun. I mean, This offends people. Well, that's fine. That's the hip new thing to do. Being offended is the new black. I mean, like, it's clothing. Although Dave Chappelle did basically, in a nutshell, say 9/11 every day, and we're all black now. And I know what he meant. You know, it's like, everybody's mad at everybody, but we're all getting abused, man. Everybody. So, everybody's blaming, like, slaves are blaming the slaves. And we're getting our asses kicked and our quality of living going down. Like I was saying tonight, got all excited. Someone actually sent me $15. Like, yeah, dude, go see Blade Runner. So me and Fitzroy made plans, and we were going to see Blade Runner tonight, 10:30 show. We go to a movie theater. You got to pay $3 to park, which I didn't know about. And then it's got like 3 levels. It's got like 24 screens. So what, Blade Runner been out like a weekend? Maybe a week tops. We go in. It's a small theater, and they're playing the sound through one speaker behind the screen. And during the previews, I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'm just gonna freak out if they don't. You better turn on both speakers. I need Dolby. I need stereo. And this, what is this? Jesus Christ, NAS running this thing? We are like 40 miles away. And so the movie comes on. It's one giant speaker playing the audio from behind the screen. So I literally am sitting in this theater. Fitzroy bought my ticket. So I don't know, it was probably $12, $15. And it feels like I'm watching a giant laptop. I just have one cone of sound coming straight at me into my face. And I'm like, I can't handle this. Fitzroy, I'm leaving. And so I stood up and started screaming like, this is unacceptable. This is 2017, and you expect me to watch Blade Runner 2049 out of one speaker? Like, capitalism, what have you done? And as I stormed out, everybody started clapping. It was crappy. And everybody was like, oh, Blade Runner is so cool. And the soundtrack is so cool. The sound design is so cool. So I literally went like, I don't know, just excited. And I just couldn't believe that in 2017 at this giant theater, you know, they have $12 buckets of popcorn, they're $8 drinks. They can only afford one speaker. Okay. Anyway, so ramble on. Great. Peace out. God bless everyone. Appreciate it. You know what? One day, I don't know. I still got 2.5 months left of my Saturn transit, so I ain't trying to put no groups together right now. I ain't trying to put no bands together. Unless planets line up, I ain't looking to work it with no people, because every time I try, it always falls apart and everything fails. But I don't know. After my birthday in December 19th, supposedly life's gonna get a little easier for me. That's fantastic. Oh, also, THORnews, my 5-year anniversary is November 23rd. I was thinking about maybe having an event or meet up somewhere. I don't even know, man. I got no idea. But after 5 years of giving my all, I'd like to celebrate. So, think about it. Peace out. Stay cool. Talk to y'all soon. And, oh, all they do is say, hey, you want to come have lunch and dinner here? So, it's like, yeah, sure. I'll go. Oh, who knows? But if you go and you're anywhere near New Orleans, you might see me there. I'll be the goofy dude with a look on his face. Be like, hey, dude, your eyes are red. I'll be like, yep, I've been crying. All right, peace out. Talk to you soon.